what's going on Instagram. I'm thinking about doing a podcast, but on my Instagram channel, in like the highlights, and just make like an episode every week. If you guys enjoy it or find it valuable, then I might put it on other platforms, and I'll keep doing episodes. I was trying to think of some names. One name I thought of was Producer by Night podcast, because a lot of us work in the day and we come home, and at nighttime we make beats. So yeah, I'm basically just going to talk about things I'm struggling with, things that I'm curious about, things I've learned, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll try to make it valuable so you guys can really learn something. And what came to mind right before I started recording, was how when I first started making beats and I told myself I was going to take it seriously and try to like make a career out of it, I just wanted to be creative. Like, I just wanted to make beats, and in my mind I was thinking, if I just make beats and get better and better, then someone will notice me and like I'll get signed. I guess I was just that naive. I hadn't done a lot of research, or didn't watch a lot of videos talking about what it's actually like. And what I'm learning is that it's basically half making beats and the other half is business related stuff. If you really want to make it in just within 10 years or 5 to 10 years, I think it's half and half, because you'll find out that you need to be on TikTok, you need to be on LinkedIn, you need to be on Instagram, you need to be on all the social media platforms to increase your chances of someone noticing you. Then you have to, there's just so much. Uploading to all the platforms, DistroKid makes it easier, but you'll start to realize how much of making it a career is not even making beats. It's just learning about the music industry. Luckily, we have podcasts like Producer Grind Podcast that is so valuable for us producers, because they have people that know the music industry inside and out on the podcast, and that's just an hour of gems. So we're lucky to have that. And also, if you're a producer and you're not following Gary Vaynerchuk, if you're serious about producing a career, you should be following Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. He dishes out all of he's an entrepreneur and the best. This dude is so smart at social media strategies, and he's incredible. Go check him out, because I've learned so much from him, and it's free. Just get on there and listen to the podcast. It's pretty amazing. So, but yeah, it's just a lot, man. Even though I love to do it, it still gets kind of stressful from time to time, because I get so wrapped up in it. I'm like, I need to do this, and this. I'm trying to reach out to rappers. I'm trying to reach out to other producers. I'm even doing things that sound crazy to some people, but it's a way to get my beats heard. There's another podcast called Burstimo, Burstimo, and they brought up a pretty cool thing you could do is get on Instagram and message makeup artists, out of all things makeup artists, and apparently it's super hard for them to find royalty free music. So if you message them and ask them if they need it, you'll send some over. You're not going to make any money off of that, and what's the thing that's going to come from it is exposure. You're going to be, if they have 40,000 followers, on Instagram and on YouTube, they have a few thousand subscribers. A lot of the times they'll take the YouTube video that your beat would be on, or your music, and they'll cut it up and put it onto Instagram. So now you're getting YouTube exposure and you're getting Instagram exposure, and they'll tag you in music by or beats by this person. So that's one good strategy. And there's so many things like that I know I should be doing, so it can get overwhelming. Even though I love to do it, it's just trying to, the time management. Like, you have to get good at time management. You have to dedicate this amount of time per week to this thing, this amount of time per week to this thing, and still try to be creative and make the best beats that you can make. And yeah, it's just a lot sometimes. So if you're a new producer and you're like considering it, just realize that that's the reality of the producer life. You know, it's a lot of different things, and it's up to you to make it happen for yourself. But you can make it happen if you are truly dedicated to it. I mean, you have to be throughout the week. I go to work I leave here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I get home at around 11 at night. I go to bed immediately when I get home, or around like 12. I'll try to be in bed by 12, and I sleep until around 6:30, and I basically jump out of bed, get a cup of coffee, and I'm in here until I have to leave for work. Almost 95% of any given day, like 95% of the time, that's my schedule. And I still feel like I'm not making enough progress. Like, so that's just something to, I mean, putting 3 hours in a week, man, I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's hard for me to imagine that being enough time dedicated to this. So just be aware of that. I'm not trying to discourage you, but just kind of prepare yourself, and don't think that you can just make beats and upload them to SoundCloud and they're going to take off. That could happen. It's possible. It's not impossible, but it's very unlikely, because there are so many people out there making amazing beats that, you know, it would just be like hitting the lottery. You're not going to count on that, so you can't count on just putting them on SoundCloud and blowing up. So I think that's about it for this video, for this first episode of the podcast. So, and like I said, I'm not trying to discourage you guys. I just wanted you to be aware and hopefully go into it knowing that, and then not get bummed out later on when you're like starting to feel overwhelmed. And I don't know, I'm just trying to bring some value to the producer community. And yep, I'm gonna wrap it up and get back to the stuff I have to do before I go to work, my other job. So I hope you guys are having a great week, and if you guys enjoy it, then just let me know. I'll keep making them. So have a good week, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.